Love, exciting and new.
Hello, Hannah Waddingham here. Have you seen the fabulous new Sun Princess? World-class entertainment, exceptional dining, and the greatest pizza ever.
It's a love.
Don't miss our Come Aboard sale with up to 40% off and free room upgrades. Visit princess.com or call your travel advisor to book. Princess Cruises. Terms and restrictions apply. Offer ends 2/28/25. Ships of Bermudan and British Registry.
Are negative Google reviews hurting your business? Don't let unfair feedback cost you customers. At Webamax, we specialize in removing false, misleading, and damaging reviews so your online reputation stays strong. Our expert team works quickly and legally to clean up your digital presence, helping you rebuild trust. Visit us on the web at www.gowebamax.com. That's GOWEBIMAX.com, or text us for a free quote at 856-840-8343. Don't let bad reviews define you. Get immediate help from Webamax.
Membership means more with American Express Business Gold. Earn 4 times membership rewards points in your top 2 eligible spending categories every month, including eligible U.S. advertising purchases and select media, and U.S. purchases at restaurants, including takeout and delivery. What are you waiting for? Get the card that flexes with your spending every month. Terms and points cap apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
This episode is brought to you by Nerds Gummy Clusters, the sweet treat that always elevates the vibe. With a sweet gummy surrounded with tangy, crunchy nerds, every bite of Nerds Gummy Clusters brings you a whole new world of flavor. Whether it's game night, on the way to a concert, or kicking back with your crew, unleash your senses with Nerds Gummy Clusters.
Every cup of Nespresso coffee is an invitation to transform your morning routine into a ritual you can treasure each and every day. Using the Virtuo Pup, a simple touch of the button freshly brews bold aromas and a rich, velvety crema layer for delicious cafe-quality coffee at home. Whether you enjoy your coffee hot or over ice, every sip, every morning is unforgettable. Nothing tastes like Nespresso coffee. Visit Nespresso.com or our app to explore our full range of easy-to-use machines and coffees not found anywhere else.
The Eagles got their guy, Kevin Petula, the new offense coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles. Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is. Cover news, notes, and opinions on your Philadelphia Eagles right here on the Eagles Pinpool Podcast Network. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel. And yes, Wednesday, February 19th, the Eagles made the call and hired officially what we all knew for a very long time was probably going to be what happened. And Kevin Petula, the offensive passing game coordinator for the last few years for the Philadelphia Eagles, has been promoted to the offensive coordinator position, last held by Kellen Moore, the now New Orleans Saints head coach. And while it's a questionable decision, it's a decision that makes a lot of sense in Philadelphia for the Philadelphia Eagles, for Jalen Hurts and a team that is trying to repeat as Super Bowl champions next year in 2025. So who is Kevin Petula? Kevin Petula has been with the Eagles since Nick Sirianni got here in 2021. He's been, as many people say, the right-hand man of Nick Sirianni this entire time. But he's been in the NFL coaching since 2007 when he got his start as an offensive assistant quality control coach for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's had stops in Kansas City, Buffalo, Indianapolis with Nick Sirianni. He's spent some time in college. This guy's a guy that's been around coaching for close to 20 years now. Got his start at a very young age coaching. So I kind of feel like he's a little bit more experienced than we leave or led to believe. He's worked under Shane Steichen and Kellen Moore now, obviously also Brian Johnson, who didn't work out, but Shane Steichen, Kellen Moore, he's seen what it takes. The big knock on Kevin Petula is that he's never called plays in the NFL or ever in his coaching career. Well, that is the big concern. Now, that's where the rest of the positions, the passing game specialist, the quarterback coach, all the other assistant positions under him, when they get filled, they're going to have to find at least one experienced guy. But from all the reports that are coming out of this Kevin Petula hire is that Kevin has been a huge part of the game planning design, the play design, and all that over the last 4 years, call plays in practice and stuff like that. So he has experience in designing offenses, and all reports right now are that he plans on keeping a majority of the offense very similar to what worked this past year under Kellen Moore. And a lot of people are going to say that the play calling experience, a lot of people are going to say the promote from within isn't ideal because it didn't work with Brian Johnson in 2023. Kevin Patullo is a lot different than Brian Johnson. He's got a lot more NFL experience. And the Brian Johnson experiment was just bad. It just didn't work out. And just because that did not work out, it does not mean Kevin Patullo will not work out. Having that continuity of a guy that's been here for 4 years, that knows the strengths and weaknesses of Jalen Hurts, that Jalen Hurts wants that continuity in the offense, that is going to be such a key trait for the Philadelphia Eagles this year going into 2025. Brian Johnson, it didn't work out. Brian Johnson tried to change everything that worked under Shane Steichen and create a whole new offense. Kevin Patullo is going to pretty much leave things as they were under Kellen Moore. So, I think there's a lot of good that can come out of this. Lane Johnson already has, shouted out the excitement or the support of the hiring as well. So when somebody, a leader, a guy that's been here, a future Hall of Famer like Lane Johnson says that he's excited for Kevin Patullo getting that job, that is something that bodes well for Kevin Patullo, because that means one of the biggest leaders outside of your quarterback on offense is in support of the job. There are a lot of other positions now that have to be filled coaching-wise, and the passing game specialist, which was Kevin Patullo's job. I keep saying Kevin Patullo. It's Kevin Patullo, but you know me with the names. The passing game specialist position, it hasn't been officially filled yet, but the leading candidate and the rumors are Parks Frazier, who was the Colts interim OC in 2022. He spent time with the Panthers and the Jets, I believe. The Panthers and Miami Dolphins. Seems to be the guy that's going to be taking over as the passing game specialist. So that might be done. So the quarterback coach position is going to be the one to watch. I want to give you guys a little nugget. This is from Zach Berman's Twitter account from Wednesday afternoon. And he tweets, and I'm going to read this verbatim to you. One nugget on the Patullo-Sirianni relationship. In September, the Eagles were playing in New Orleans the same weekend LSU had a home game. Doug Nussmeier, who was our quarterback coach, who left for New Orleans, son is an LSU starting quarterback. The staff wanted Nussmeier to go to the game in support of his son. Doug did not want to bring it up to Nick Sirianni as a distraction. Patullo is the one that pushed for Nussmeier to bring it up in one of the team meetings. And he stood up and said, "Hey, Doug, ask Nick." And that was it. And Patullo told Nussmeier per Sirianni, who said one of Patullo's roles on the staff is to call out the head coach, Nick Sirianni, if he's acting like an asshole. That's all verbatim from Zach Berman's Twitter account. So Kevin Patullo might not be the experienced play caller we all wanted, but Kevin Patullo is a guy. He's his own individual. He's going to keep things the same. He's going to make some slight changes as well, but he's a guy that's very sure of himself and very sure and confident in what he's doing on a daily basis. So, some will say that this was, a rushed search, that they didn't interview enough candidates. That why did they make? I see a lot on Twitter right now saying, well, why didn't they interview dozens of guys? Well, they were behind the eight ball. They won the Super Bowl. They were the last team that got the chance to start filling positions. Yes, Frank Reich was available. Yes, Mike McCoy. Some other guys were out there and available. But Kevin Patullo's been the guy since day one that they had their eyes on. And I'm sure they did other interviews. Don't worry. I'm sure they did their due diligence. I see people saying, well, they're going to get in trouble for not, following the Rooney Rule. I am sure the Eagles did that. And I'm sure that even though Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie were running these interview processes, I'm sure Nick Sirianni had a huge say in getting his guy. I'm sure Jalen Hurts was involved in the process to an extent. I'm sure he signed off on it. I will say this. This is Nick Sirianni's guy. Kevin Patullo is a Nick Sirianni guy. It goes to show the confidence and the support that the Eagles organization up top, Howie Roseman, Jeffrey Lurie, have in Nick Sirianni to make sure that they kept Patullo, who is somebody that Nick Sirianni wants working alongside of him on a daily basis. So I think that just, backs up something we've been talking about on Trending in the AM lately about Nick Sirianni and Howie Roseman and how they've earned the right to be trusted in making these big decisions this offseason as we try to repeat as Super Bowl champion. Guys, This is the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is. Cover news, notes, and opinions. Check me out, Trending in the AM. I've linked today's show in the description down below. You can come on, give me all your opinions on the show. You can also subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. Again, this is the Eagles Checkdown on the Eagles Pinpool Podcast Network. I am Phil Stiefel. Go Birds, and bubbles up.
Good night, itchy eyes. Good night, sudden sneeze. Good night to your symptoms of allergies. Zysol is the allergy medicine you take before bed. It provides powerful relief while you rest your head. Not just all night, but all the next day. Zysol keeps working, keeping allergies at bay. And without those annoying symptoms disturbing your rest, you can wake up the next morning feeling your absolute best. Remember, be wise all. Take Zysol. At night.
You know what's smart? Enjoying a fresh gourmet meal at home that you didn't have to cook. Meet Factor, your loophole in the laws of mealtime. Chef-crafted meals delivered with a tap, ready in just 2 minutes. You know what's even smarter? Treating yourself without cheating your goals. Factor is dietitian approved, chef prepared, and you plated. Pretty smart, huh? Refresh your routine and eat smart with Factor. Learn more at factormeals.com.
This episode is brought to you by Abercrombie. There's nothing better than the perfect jean and going out top combo, or an outfit that perfectly matches your plans. Abercrombie's relaxed jean goes with every occasion. Date nights with something lace, or daytime with a cozy sweater. And their barrel jean will surprise you. It's the trend that will become a staple in your wardrobe. Abercrombie denim comes in tons of rises, fits, and washes. Find your perfect pair online or in store.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. From your morning podcast to your afternoon playlist, State Farm knows you personalize your entire day. And that's why State Farm helps you personalize your insurance with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It offers coverage options that help protect what you care about most at an affordable price just for you. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
This episode is brought to you by Atlassian. Atlassian makes the team collaboration software that powers enterprise businesses around the world, including over 80% of the Fortune 500. With Atlassian's AI-powered software like Jira, Confluence, and Loom, you'll have more time to do the work that matters. In fact, Atlassian customers experience a 25% reduction in project duration per year. Unleash the potential of your team at Atlassian.com. Atlassian.